You're listening to the Out of Bounds podcast, powered by Welcome Home Beef. For the highest quality fillets, ribeyes, well, any cut of beef, you want to try Welcome Home Beef. Find it at a grocery store near you.
Press the button, my friend.
The Out of Bounds Show live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge in the Bank Plus studio.
Check it out.
Oh, my goodness. We've got the Hall of Fame game Thursday night. We've got this two classes going in this weekend in Canton, Ohio. We've got an NFL Insider coming up here in just a second. All kinds of things going on. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We'll also get to, let's go ahead and lead with the LSU deal. And then we'll ask Mike about Peyton Manning and Jimmy Johnson, and then we'll get into the Saints. I don't know if we'll get all that in 20 minutes, but we'll just see where it all goes. LSU opens up with UCLA. LSU is better. We know that. But the game's at UCLA, and they return a ton on offense. A guy named Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to be their returning QB. Had some really good numbers. Only played 5 games last year because the Pac-12 couldn't get out of their own way. But they like him. Chip Kelly's good on offense, and LSU will travel to Los Angeles without a super young man in Myles Brennan, who we hope has a speedy recovery. He's been the dude that's grinded it out and stayed the course. Was playing really well last year before he went down. He's from Mississippi. We know his family, some of them who live here. And Myles Brennan goes down with a broken arm. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio, TV New Orleans. Mike joins us on the Modelo guest line. That's a big blow, Mike. Whether he was going to start or not, the depth and all that. Talk about Myles Brennan going down for at least a while.
Yeah, I mean, I feel horrible for Mac. I'll be honest with you. Man, Myles has really worked hard to get to this point. Just like he did last year, gets a freak injury, and misses basically 3/4 of the season. And then, to have this happen. And so, man, listen, that's difficult. But, for Myles, he'll bounce back. He's a talented player. Whatever happens in his future, I mean, I wish him the best because I know how hard he's worked at this, really has. And he has stayed there when he could have easily left, went somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's Max's job. At this point, I don't think there's any question. There'll be no debate now. I mean, it's Max Johnson. And he's a very poised young man. We had his father on, Brad, about a week and a half on WWL with us. And he was like, whatever happens, Max is going to be ready. If he wins the job, if something happens that he's the backup, he's ready. And it's funny how you just never know in life. You get that opportunity and you seize the moment. I do know one thing. These guys believe in Max. They know he's a really good leader. They saw what happened last year. He brings an element to the table as a runner that wasn't Myles' forte. He was basically a pro-style pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
Max is a guy that'll take off and run with it. Now, we'll say this. If anybody touches him in the fall drills, dude, you off the team for life. As far as I'm concerned, I'm building a bubble around him. And if anybody touches him, other than an opposing player in a game, man, you will never put on that jersey again. So, again, I feel really bad for Myles and how it happened. Life has got a lot of strange twists and turns to it. It really has for Max over the last year. I mean, some really strange twists. And so now it's all on the back of Max Johnson. And I think really what this shows, and this is something Jimbo Fisher told me earlier this year, hey, look, they're going to have teams like this. You're going to have an injury or a suspension, and quarterbacks, you're not going to have 4 deep on every team. Look at LSU. They were 3 deep. Now they're 2 deep. And the backup is Garrett Nussmeier, a true freshman. They almost in the same. They say lightning don't strike in the same place twice. Well, if you live in the country, you know that's a bunch of hish-hosh because that does happen. Now, if something would happen to Max, you got to pass the baton to Garrett Nussmeier. He is the only other scholarship quarterback on this roster.
All right. So Myles Brennan down for a while, and Max Johnson will be the starter against UCLA and for several weeks, maybe the whole season.